Alright guys, welcome to the Oschersleben track guide and Hotlap. If you want to watch the Hotlap, then that's at the end of the video, but let's start with the track guide first. Alright, coming down into turn 1, you want to be looking for the 100 meter board as your braking reference. Very important that you don't overshoot this corner, because it's extremely tight, so you really have to get it right here. Make sure you delay your turn in enough to not hit that red bollard on that curb, because it is quite deadly. I've seen it flip a couple cars in some races. So yeah, make sure you avoid that. And, well, get as close as you can to it. You do want to mount the curb. You need to be on the throttle if you're mounting it, though, to not unsettle the car. And coming through the hotel section, you want to make sure you avoid that little red curb on the right. Basically, trust the grip. Stay in third gear, and it's grippier than it seems, really. But make sure you're not hugging that inside curb, because you're gonna probably slide on the exit, or you're gonna go too deep and run off the track on the exit. So make sure you keep a bit of a gap to the inside, and then close that by the exit, and then you should be all good. And coming into this next corner, it's called Hasseröder. Watch for this curb on the right, and about when it starts to appear is when you want to start braking. Make sure you don't accelerate too early, otherwise you're gonna understeer. The corner is tighter than it feels. Make sure you don't get on the inside curb though, because it always makes this car slide in this game. And coming through the triple, you can lift in this one, but I take it flat and I lift for the second one. You can lift for the first one, but I lift for the second one. But you will need to lift for one of the two, because otherwise you're going to go too wide for the third one, and the next corner is going to be quite difficult for you. Now, coming through this right-hander after the triple, I believe it is turn 9. Stay to the right, and you can get on the throttle quite early, not too hard of a corner really. Now coming through the chicane, this first corner, use as much as the curb as you can, but don't go over it, otherwise you're gonna completely unsettle the car for the next corner. This next one, you wanna try and get to the left as much as you can without clipping the tires. It's really gonna make a difference to your lap if you can do that, because you wanna try and get the most track you can for the next corner, which I believe is called McDonald's. If you can, you want to stay in fourth gear for this one, but if you're not that good at that section, then you might have to shift down to third gear. Optimally, you want to take it in fourth gear, and you can really carry a lot of speed. You do want to mount that inside curb, otherwise you might understeer off. Really tough corner to get right, really. Now, coming into the Shell S section, you want to look for the 50 board on the left, and you want to brake before you get to it. Going down into third gear, make sure you come to the right enough for the second corner of the Shell S. Otherwise, you're probably gonna either hit the curb on the left, or go off into the gravel on the right, or do both. So, make sure you come to the right enough to, do the racing line for that corner, and using all of the curb on the right. Now for the penultimate corner, take it in fourth gear, just need a small lift, and you can go onto that inside curb and use as much of the track as you can on the exit. And for the final corner, a lot of people mess this one up. Just make sure that you turn enough on the entry. It's really people's main problem with it. They just don't get the car turned in enough on the entry. You really want to aim for that inside curb, and if you can, then use that exit curb. It is a really difficult corner to get right every single time though. And that is a lap, and I will show you the setup in a second, but you might have noticed that I changed the clips for some of this track guide, and that's because I was pretty much showing you my theoretical lap over my actual hot lap, which I'll show after at the end of the video. But yeah, my theoretical was a 140.5. Somehow I lost a ton of time on this lap in the second sector. I'll get into the setup now. Alright, here is the setup I'm using. You can also download it in the description now. The links are working again, so that should be all good. Here's the tire pressures. 21 on the left and 22 on the right has been pretty good in the races. Shouldn't have too many issues with that, but it can depend on how aggressively you're driving or underdriving. So bear that in mind. Maybe you'll have to change it to suit yourself. So make sure you're checking it on a tires app. For the fuel, 19 for the race and 10 for qualifying. Should be good. Those are pretty much the golden amounts for this car. And you'll want traction control off and ABS on. And feel free to copy everything that I have down, pause the video or whatever, and yeah, that should be it for the setup. Alright, and before we get into the Hotlap, I just want to say a big thank you to all of the channel members. And if you'd like to become a channel member, then it's only £1. So if I've given you a pound worth of knowledge or advice or anything worth £1 that you would say, then you can support me in that way. The only benefit you really get is that there are members only videos every week, but you don't have to, and let's get into the Hotlap. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you all later.